Thank you to our patrons for helping make this podcast possible.
Look, gang, I'm not going to be around for today's episode. Sorry. I'm out on a very important mission, a quest to save tons and tons of poor innocents. Something only I can do. So in the meantime, Mitch will be stepping in my absence. Also, the album's dropping tonight. Unless you're listening to this on any other day than the day of the release of the podcast episode. In which case, the album's out now. Maybe merch is available on EXOCIETY.net. Who knows what's going on, you know. Back to the show.
Whoa. Now you got some other shit going on.
Yeah, got this open.
Yeah. You're like, that looks like a void of like...
A white void?
Yeah, it's like whatever the hell like Ganondorf was like floating in at the end of Ocarina of Time. Yeah. You know, it's just like a white room with no walls or ceilings or anything, you know?
Sure, there's nothing out there. That's where I keep all my stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's just an infinite space. Yeah, it's like the best storage closet of all time.
Yeah, sometimes stuff floats away, though.
It is what it is. It is what it is. I got a notification and I thought it was Rav, but it's not.
It's not. Do you want to fill the people in on why it's just the two of us?
Yeah, we think Rav fell asleep. That's our biggest theory.
Never to awake.
It was either that. Yeah. So we were supposed to start recording 2 hours ago. And so me and Mitch showed up. I thought I was late because I was 5 minutes late. I'm like, oh, damn. I texted everybody. I was like, oh, man, I just got out the gym.
Yeah.
You know, and then we show up and then we just sit here and we just started talking. And about like 45 minutes deep into us talking, we were like, hey, where's Rav at?
Yeah. We were just chilling. We were talking about fitness.
Yeah, fitting this dick in your mom's mouth. I'm so sorry, dude. She's probably a cool lady, dude. I'm sorry that I said that.
Can't believe you said that, dude. That's
That's
crazy.
fucked up, dude. I'm so sorry,
Can't believe you said
dude.
that thing that Rav says every day all the time.
Yeah, dude. Can we talk about like, dude? I don't ever get a chance to publicly vent about this. I feel like they're like the amount of Yo Mama jokes has just shot up. The past year.
The past year.
I don't know.
It's like
I don't know what's going on,
quadrupled
man.
in the amount. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's seeping into the music too. There's a few Your Mama jokes in there. You know, I'm not hating on it. I just want to know. I want to get to the root of it. You know, like if you like my mom so much, at least take her out to dinner or something. You know what I mean? Right? She deserves that.
I know.
Yeah. Mitch, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I got a good amount of sleep last night. You know, I'm hungry though.
Yeah, me too. I'm also very hungry.
Yeah.
This is typically when I would be eating dinner-ish. Not actually, no. It's late, but I didn't really eat lunch. I had a banana.
I haven't eaten since this morning. I had an egg white omelet.
Yeah. How was that? Was it good?
It was pretty good. It wasn't bad. Put a little bit of mozzarella cheese in it. I'm on a cut, so I'm not allowed to enjoy tasty things, I guess.
Mozzarella's tasty and eggs are tasty.
Good, yeah.
Well, egg whites are less tasty.
I like season it and stuff, but it's just not. I want the whole egg, man, and I want it on toast, and I want butter on that toast.
Of course. I did a whole egg. I did 2 whole eggs, and I put like a little tiny bit of chili oil on them.
That sounds really good.
And then I put and I did like a turkey sausage patty that I got that was apparently 50% less fat.
That's nice.
Than a normal pork sausage patty. So that's nice.
Man, as soon as winter hits, I'm going back to 4 eggs a day for breakfast.
Oh, I could fuck up. Dude, I feel like I could really fuck up eggs. Like,
Me too. I eat them every day.
I'm a very big egg in the morning guy. They're so easy to fix. They never get old for me.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree. I just love them. I like doing soft-boiled eggs or like medium-boiled eggs and then keeping them in the fridge, and then I put a little bit of salt in them when I'm wanting a snack.
Oh, that's the best.
So good.
I want to start making ramen eggs.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to like marinate it in something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I've got a salmon steak waiting for me when we're done. We're just going to talk about food because we're both hungry. This entire
hungry.
thing.
Look, salmon steak, amazing. I like doing like a Thai salmon. And we get that that like Thai chili sauce.
Hell yeah.
So good. What am I doing? I'm doing like those Korean like rice cake noodle things. They're like little discs.
Those are good as hell.
And I'm gonna marinate a steak, and I'm gonna cook that up and put it in there. Probably some vegetables, some choy.
What kind of steak? What kind of steak are you rocking with?
It was pretty good. I don't remember what it was. We got like a deal. There was like 5 cuts of it in a package, and it was pretty cheap. But it's better. It's nicer than the steak we usually get because it had some nicer marbling, and it tasted. It was like super tender.
Hell yeah, love that. Yeah, I've been eating less steak. I've been trying to do. I've been doing a lot of like grilled chicken type stuff.
Yeah.
And I've been also a Chick-fil-A like just opened up like literally like right near my place.
Chick-fil-A is good. I had that for the first time last year.
Yeah, and so it's God's homophobic chicken, you know. And so
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they're woke now. They're hashtag woke now.
No Chick-fil-A sauce.
Not. Yeah, it's just so funny. Yeah, no. I went the other day and just got like 12 of the grilled nuggets.
Yeah.
And they're just ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what they be putting in. Oh, Jenga.
Jenga, my dog's here. He wanted to hang out. He's been napping all morning.
Yeah, he's a good boy. I imagine, as I've never met him. What if he's terrible?
Yeah,
he's a terrible person.
He's like the worst. No, he's a good little doggy.
Yeah, my dog Cleo is in the other room. I would go grab her, but she's probably very like happily just laying on
hanging
the couch.
out.
Yeah, she loves to just like sit.
Yeah,
she's
those
really into that.
Shih Tzus were bred for that. Just hanging out. That's what they were bred for.
Yeah, she'll do this thing where I'll pick her up. Like normally, if I pick her up she growls. Like I call her being grumbly. Like she's like
my Shih Tzu. I had a Shih Tzu growing up, and she did that.
Yeah, and it's like I thought that meant that they didn't like whatever it is, but if you stop, then they get worse. They're like, hey, like you're fucking up.
Yeah.
Like by not, you know. So, but I can tell if she's for sure. But I can tell if she's about to go to sleep because I'll grab her and then she'll like press against me with her face. Yeah. And it's like the best, dude.
Yeah. Jenga does that. He'll like snuggle up. He likes going under the blankets. He's super cuddly. He's a good boy.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you could like play like
a little xylophone beat on him.
Moment. Yeah.
He's bonking his head.
I love me a doggo. Wow, he's so good.
That's the thing about Whippets is that they always look like they're sorry to bother you.
Bro, for some reason I thought you were just talking about like Whippets, like the drug.
Oh no, this is what this breed of dog's called. They're like a greyhound, but this is the max size he'll be. He's such a cute.
Oh, a little Whippet.
Go to your bed.
If you inhale him like a Whippet, it'll also have some
kill me.
effects. Yeah, it will kill you. Yeah, I've never actually done Whippets, but I had a friend who had a very scary Whippet phase.
Yeah.
Did you know anyone who did Whippets?
No, that was like past my time. I think people just moved on from that. At my point,
They still do it. They still do them.
Okay, I guess just in my town, people weren't doing them.
For sure. Yeah, no, I had a friend who used to go to festivals all the time, and he got like, he's like the dude who like gave me acid for the first time and like shit like that, you know? And like, he came home with like a good, like it was like good nitrous. Apparently it was like surgical grade nitrous that he bought off of some person in like a fucking like a thing. And then he was staying with my other friend who I'm like not a lot closer with, but like, I've known him for all my life.
Yeah.
And I went to go visit him and like I went to go and they were just like on a bender. Like they were just like doing a bunch of drugs and shit. And I walked in and there was just like balloons all over the house from where they were doing Whippets and not like picking them up. And they felt like weirdly like proud. And I walked in, I was like, guys, like you are like fucking up your brain, like 100%.
Yeah, it's one of those things that really messes you up, right? It's like huffing paint, how it burns holes in your brain or something.
Yeah, it's also like really bad for your vocal cords. I had a friend who like fucked up his vocal cords doing it.
Does he sound like Steve-O now?
A little bit. Well, not really, but he can't hit high notes anymore. And he's a singer. Or he was a singer.
Wow.
He does guitar. Like he's a guitar. He's like not. The thing is like he's not even like a big drug guy. He just like did it once, and
and just that one time.
Yeah, because it's if you do it wrong, if you don't have like the right kind of like thing, it's like really cold and it like will like fuck up your like the temperature will fuck up your vocal cords.
Oh yeah, because yeah, for sure. I can see that.
Yeah. He was just doing it out of like a whipped cream type.
Man, that kind of stuff freaks me out. I remember when I was like in like high school, I was talking to this one guy, and he was talking about how he was just like talking about his one friend who did like acid one time, or no, maybe it was like a psychedelic, and he said like he just kind of like never came back from it. He did it once.
I think it's like one of those things that like I always wonder, because like everybody knows a guy who like knows a guy like that, but like no one that I ever know,
I know,
personally, it's always like a tertiary friend. You know what I mean? Who knows a guy? And
no one I've known has ever had that, but I know people who
permit tripping's real though. Like I had a friend who did have permit tripping issues. Basically what happened was like he did a bunch of acid, but he would do acid like every day for like months, you know? It was just like his shit, you know? And he eventually got this thing that, and I don't know if this is actually a permit trip situation, but he got this thing where like it was like a floater, but it was like just a big black spot in his vision.
Oh.
And like it, like no matter where he turned his eye, it was there. And it took like a month to go away.
That's awful.
Yeah, and he was like explaining it to me after the fact. He was like, yeah that shit sucked. But I think it was because he was on acid so much. It was like he didn't like, it's like he remembered it. It's not like it like fucked up his memory or something, but he almost like downplayed it like it was some normal shit.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it sounds pretty bad, dude.
That's messed up. That's scary.
Yeah.
That's freaky.
I mean, yeah, don't do drugs, Mitch.
I won't.
Yeah.
I won't.
Yeah. Unless I'm gonna give you Whippets.
Yeah.
Next time I see you,
I'm gonna force
you to do Whippets.
My first like drug ever is Whippets.
Yeah. You never smoke weed or anything?
Not really.
No.
Like
Yeah.
when we were on tour, I think I had like
did Rav get you?
No, like I think I just like I don't know. I kind of just like smelt his weed.
Oh, you got secondhand?
A little bit, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. That a lot of times that's like psychosomatic. Like it's not like it's really hard to actually get. But he smokes a lot of weed, so I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but like I feel like that's different. Having secondhand is like not of your own volition. It's just like you're there. Yeah.
I think no, there was a time when like I like had like a mini puff, but I don't think it did anything. I don't think I did it right.
Yeah. Well, like the first time, like I didn't know how to inhale because I didn't smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
And like the first few times I smoked weed, like the first time I smoked weed, I definitely inhaled, but I've always heard there's like this thing of like I inhaled till I coughed, but there's this thing of like, oh, if you smoke weed for the first time, it might not hit you the same way or whatever. Also, the shit was mid, or maybe even like worse than mid, like some shitty weed. But like it took me a long time to like get the whole like inhaling a joint thing. Like I could do a bong and it made sense, but with a joint, I was like, it went into my mouth and I would immediately exhale it.
Yeah.
Like I would never go like, it would always be like, it was like sucking on like a lollipop or something. And you just,
I think that's what I think I let it all out of my mouth.
Yeah, you it was just nothing. Bill Clinton did. Yeah, you Bill Clinton did.
Yeah. I literally know nothing about this stuff though. I don't know.
I have snorted ketamine one time, which is a crazy sentence. But it was like with a little straw and it sucked. I didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah, it just felt like I didn't do enough to like get the like psychedelic effects that come with it or the dissociative effects. It was like I did a line of it, but I didn't know how to like this is like over 11 years ago or something. And like I didn't know that it had to like drain. So it's like I did a line and it was just like sitting in my fucking nose and I'm like I couldn't like get it down, you know? And then my friend was like, how do you feel? And I'm like, I don't feel anything. And he's like, well, it should be like pretty immediate. And I was like, okay, well, I don't feel anything. And then he goes like, do another line. And then I did another line and then I got two at once. And it felt like getting drunk.
Yeah.
Like the physical effects of getting drunk, not the mental, like the like, whoa thing, but like the what kind of feeling of like, you know, but it happened over the course of like 15 seconds.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
that sucks.
And it was like jarring enough to where I didn't enjoy it. I just felt like paranoid. I was just kind of like, and then it just went away in 10 minutes. I was like, okay, this fucking blew. Like I could just have a beer. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's whack. I don't know. The closest I've done like an insane amount of caffeine from like pre-workout.
That definitely counts.
You think so?
That definitely counts. 100% caffeine is a drug. 100%.
Yeah.
It's like legal, but like, dude, you can OD on caffeine.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I know someone who's like in pharmacy school, and he said, what was it? You OD at so everything's in milligrams, and I think at 1 gram is when you OD.
Yeah.
So coming to the States, getting pre-workout in Canada, they have way stricter guidelines.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck here, dude.
No, I remember that there was like this whole thing about like Prime or something not being allowed in like Canada at some point because there's too much like caffeine per milliliter, something like that. But like here, it's like I think the max you can get in Canada is like 250 milligrams per scoop. Yeah. No, that was half a scoop, right? That one was intense. I don't know, but like per serving, it's like 250 milligrams, and then like here I've seen like way more. And I've tried way more. It's awesome. It makes you really itchy though, because it has so much beta alanine in it.
Yeah, I can see that. You told me about that. You were like, "Yeah, dude, watch out. It might make you itchy." Like,
oh man, the first time
I've never taken pre-workout ever.
You should try it. It kind of just makes it like you just never have like a workout where you feel too tired to pump out another lift. Like if you're on your last one, like if I don't take pre-workout, sometimes I'll be like, I don't feel like pushing myself. But if I take pre-workout, I'll push it every time. It feels pretty sweet. No bad workouts, but.
Yeah.
The first pre-workout I got was this one called Ghost. Ghost is like they have the best flavors. They taste amazing. They're a bit expensive though. Because like one can of like it was like 25 servings. It's like $50.
That's crazy.
Canadian, so I don't know what it is in the States.
That's still high though.
It's still a lot for like 25 servings. So I've just been getting C4, which is probably killing me because that stuff is
for sure.
But,
absolutely.
Man, C4 is so like wild. Anyways. I got another story about C4 later on, but yeah, I took it and then it got so insanely itchy the first time I was trying. It felt like there was ants crawling under my skin.
Oh, fuck that.
And it was my back, like my whole, like both my lats and my back were so itchy. I was just like, I'd stop working out and I'd just be sitting there like a freak just going.
Oh yeah, dude. That's the worst.
It was so bad.
Yeah, it's funny you talk about pre-workout and stuff. I knew a guy who actually, I want to say he's my friend. He's not. He was a fucking asshole. I knew a guy who OD'd on caffeine because he was like working out and like drinking like 3 Monsters and taking pre-workout with it.
Why? There's
so
no
this
point.
Dude. Oh, he's a fucking idiot. I'll tell you why. Okay. So like I told this story a long time. Maybe I haven't. I've told this story on stream at one point, but there was this guy I knew who had a friend and my friend was in the military. Right. And so like, there's like a certain unhingedness that can come from military people. You know what I mean? And his friend, let's call him Chad.
Okay.
So his friend Chad, he was like a fat dude. I went to high school with him and he was fat in high school. And then he like went to a military college and got like super duper ripped and like lost a whole bunch of weight and then became like an asshole, you know? So he was like one of his friends, one of my military friends. And so he smoked weed. And I was like just getting into smoking weed and he gave me a pipe. Like I hung out with him one time and I was like, yeah, I wish I had a pipe to start smoking weed out of so I don't have to like keep like buying joints or blunts. And he was like, oh, well, I got this little, it was like a fucking gas station pipe that you could get for like $10. He was like, here you go. And then I got his number or he gave me his number. And I thought he was just giving me this pipe. Okay. And he, I got weird vibes from him. And so I never hit him back up.
Yeah.
And then he started calling me and I didn't answer because I thought he was kind of weird and I didn't really want to hang out with him. That's all it was. It wasn't anything like that he did anything wrong. It was just kind of like we didn't mesh as people, you know?
Yeah.
And like, oh, if I hang out with him with my other friend, then it's fine. But I don't want to hang out with him one-on-one, you know?
Yeah.
So he was calling me a whole bunch. I didn't answer. And then like I was hanging out with my other friend and my friend was like, yeah, do you know Chad wants to fight you? And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, dude, he says you're like dodging his calls because he wants his pipe back. And I was like, dude, I'll give him the pipe. I don't want to fucking fight him, you know?
Yeah.
So I gave the pipe to my friend and was like, just give it to him, tell him I'm sorry, you know? But like, also tell him that's fucking weird.
He could have just like texted you.
Exactly. He never texted me. He just called me, never left a voicemail. He just kept calling me over and over. Maybe he was like weirdly paranoid about talking about drug paraphernalia with me. It's a pipe, dude.
From a gas station.
Yeah. Like it wasn't that big of a deal to me. So anyway, I had a weird experience smoking K2, which is like spice. It's like fake weed, basically. It's illegal now in most iterations, right? But like I had a weird experience. Melange. Yeah, I was smoking that spice melange. Yeah. But anyway, so we all hung out, and my friend was really into smoking K2 because he was in the military and he couldn't smoke weed and they didn't test for K2, right? Yeah. And so like he's like, yeah, dude, Chad is like, yeah, dude, we'll smoke spice. And I was like, I don't want any spice. And he's like, oh, don't worry, I have some weed. And I was like, okay, cool, right? So he gives me this bong and I hit it and it tastes like terrible. Okay, it doesn't taste like weed at all. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then like, he's like, it's weed, dude. It's weed. I promise it's weed. Right? And I was like, dude, that didn't taste like weed. And then I started tripping. Like, I don't mean like I've taken acid like a handful of times. This was like way worse than that. Okay, crazy. And I'm like seeing like these abstract things. Like it's like when I closed my eyes, it was like I was looking at like a beach. And like anytime I'd inhale, like I was a statue and I was trapped here. And anytime I would inhale, the water would come in. And every time I would exhale, the water would go out. And I was like that for like 15 fucking minutes, like just stun locked. Like I didn't know what the fuck. And I'm like realizing like, oh, like he drugged me. Like he gave me something fucked up. Yeah. And I didn't say anything at the time, but I was like, the whole time I was like, dude, I'm freaking out. And he's just like, why? And he's like giggling and shit, you know?
Dude, what the heck? That's awful.
Oh, dude, it gets crazy. So like I leave after I sober up. I was just like, okay, cool. I'm never hanging out with him again, you know? So he starts calling me a whole bunch. I do not answer, you know? Yeah. And then my friend is like, yo, dude, I just figured out that Chad, like he said that he put spice like K2 in the weed. That's what he told me. But he gave me salvia. Realistically, that's what happened. I looked up like what the symptoms are and stuff, and it was like the same. He gave me a hallucinogen, like that's to fuck with me.
Crazy.
And he tells me at a party, like I'm with my friend, and I was like, yo, dude, like, is that guy coming? Is Chad coming to the party? And he's just like, yeah. And I was like, cool, I'm a fucking mom if I see him, you know? And he's just like, yeah, he gave you that shit. He didn't tell me at the time, but he gave you that shit because you didn't give him his pipe back and he didn't like you. And I was like, neat, you know? So anyway, the moral of the story is he came in, he apologized to me. He was like, whoa, dude, like, we're good, right? I told him to fuck himself. And then a week later, he overdosed on caffeine and had to go to the hospital because he was working out in his fucking shed, like, being a dumbass, like drinking Monster, and just taking was it No Explode or what is it called? No Explode?
C4? Which
is
one?
that what it is?
No Explode?
It was called No Explode or whatever. I think that's what it's called. That's what he was on then. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore.
No Explode pre-workout energy. What is this? I've never heard of this.
It used to be a big thing back in the day.
I want to see what the caffeine amount is in it. Shock composite. Yeah. What is that?
What composite?
Shock composite. Composite. What? They always have some weird name for their like combinations of stimulants. What? Tooth club moss extract. It has creatine in it too, so it makes your tummy hurt. Oh, caffeine. Wait, what? No.
The lean in.
Okay, yeah, I had to lean in. Okay, yeah. it has like a blend. Okay, they call it thermic energy, and it has 2 different caffeine anhydrous, and then pure energy, which is like their branded thing, which is a combination of caffeine, petrostilbene, coq crystal. So there's probably, it doesn't say exactly how much caffeine is in each thing.
It's like if you have to go through this many steps, it's probably pretty bad, right?
It's a lot of caffeine in here.
Yeah, but he was taking quite a lot of it, and he was working out, and he had to go to the hospital, which I'm glad he was okay. You know, he turned out all right, like, you know. However, something really funny happened, and I'm like never mean to people. Like even people who are like dicks to me, I try not to be. But I remember like sitting on that for a long time and him never like really apologizing, him just kind of being like, oh, like we're good, right? You know? And so he was on steroids, he was juicing, and he didn't cycle off right, and it gave him man boobs. Which is like, dude, I got some man titties on me because I'm like a big guy, right? I get it, you know.
But that would have been like legitimate breast development because he probably
for sure.
Take his estrogen blockers.
It looked a little silly. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't like normally I wouldn't really give a fuck. It's a thing that happens to people, right? He was a fucking asshole, okay, for doing that. And I remember my friend who's like, yo, Chad's coming. And I was like, first of all, I was kind of like pissed at my friend for even hanging out with him after that shit. You know what I mean? But like, so I'm like talking to my friend about it. I was just like, yeah, dude, like, and he tells me, he's like, yo, he didn't cycle off of his steroids. So like, don't say nothing about that because he's like super duper self-conscious about it. And I was just like, dude, I don't give a fuck about nothing because he like drugged me. Like, you're insane, you know? And so the first thing I did when he walked in, I was like, what's up, titties? Yo, also, I just want to point out that I love like what's up, mustache? Like, I love like having someone's body part being like their thing. So like, I don't know, it's so like funny.
What's up, titties? That's so funny.
Dude, I felt like a dick afterwards, but I was like, you know what I mean?
No, you snapped on that. That's so funny. Okay.
Yeah.
So steroids can be, when you're taking them, are converted in the body, often in fat cells, into estrogen, which can increase estrogen level, which can cause men to develop unwanted breast tissue. Which
breast
means,
disease, if you will, yeah.
Because you said he was probably just like doing stuff in his shed, right? So he probably was just taking the synthetic testosterone, which means he probably wasn't taking other supplements. He probably didn't do the research. So he didn't
probably not.
Yeah, he didn't know to take estrogen blockers.
Well, I remember I talked to someone that I went to the gym back when I was living in South Carolina, and I ran into a guy who like used to hang out with him, and I told him like that story, and he was like, yeah, that sounds like some fucked up shit he would do, like, you know, whatever. But then that dude that I was talking to was a bodybuilder, and like he was telling me about like how he didn't like cycle off right, he didn't take something right. Yeah. And he was like, like that's like some shit that he had to deal with, like whatever it was, he did it wrong because like the dude that I talked to like did it professionally. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But, yeah. Because it's also like, I don't know if this is totally accurate, but I've heard that like, because you're like injecting synthetic testosterone. So if you like your body stops producing it as you're injecting it because it doesn't need to. So if you cycle off of it like too fast or something, it'll like, you won't produce enough of it. Yeah, or something like that.
There's a King of the Hill episode about that.
Yeah.
Well, not about that, but he had to he was supposed to take testosterone because Hank was like low, he had low T levels, and he didn't want to do it. And so then Peggy was like putting it in like his drinks and stuff because she liked to see him like all manly and but she was giving him too much, and then when she ran out, then like she couldn't get more because it was like in his name or whatever. Yeah. And so then he like woke up one day just like all weak and like because he couldn't, his body wasn't producing it.
Yeah. No testosterone. All of a sudden it just withers away.
Yeah. It was he went from like he would just like go outside and start doing push-ups for no reason to like, he couldn't like stand up right. Like it was like so funny. Shout out King of the Hill.
Shout out. I've never watched it.
It's a good show.
That one. I know, I've heard it's really good, but I never it wasn't really on at my time. It's kind of.
I feel like it's for sure. It's like it's one of those like I feel like you would probably appreciate it, but like living as a dude in the South, I appreciate it more because I know a lot of people like that act like the people in the show.
Yeah,
like it's a very like specific type of person on that show.
It's kind of like how when I moved to Indiana, Parks and Rec kind of got a bit more understandable.
Yes.
Have you watched 100%. Parks and Rec?
Yes, I've been watching it actually.
Dude, it's so good. It's so good. And like the whole thing about like they make a lot of jokes about crazy like food combos and stuff like that. And like that kind of stuff is kind of accurate.
That's so funny. I don't think I've ever been to Indiana.
Yeah, keep it that way.
Yeah. Not a fan.
Know, I'm not hating on Indiana. I'm kidding.
I think you can hate on Indiana. I think it's okay.
It's really
I think
boring.
That no one who's listening to this right now who lives in Indiana is gonna be like, yeah, dude, I fucking love Indiana. You know what I mean?
Some people do. Some people are obsessed. Yeah, people here like, I don't know. I think it's just because I'm from a bigger city, one of the bigger cities in Canada. So like I got used to living in there and then moving to a spot where like I was talking to Rav. And he was like, oh, man, yeah, it's too bad. Like, because he's like, one of the things that Indianapolis and Fort Wayne specifically are known for is that there's nothing to do. Because, like, try and go out and find something to do. And it's just like, go to a park, look at downtown. Downtown's tiny, by the way. Check out Sweetwater. Sweetwater's pretty sweet, but I can check out.
Watery.
And watery. But, you know, I can look at music gear so many times before it gets a bit repetitive, you know?
For sure. It's like one of those things of like, of the first time being in a Guitar Center growing up and being like, whoa. And now I'm just like, okay, yes.
It's the same thing.
This has another input. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's really like, I can go and like look at some of the cool samplers, but like, the thing about samplers is that like, I can go and look at them and try them out, but I'm just going to be like hitting stuff. Cause like samplers are like very complicated most of the time.
Yeah, I think that's like, I'm glad because like at one point my mom for my birthday, she found like she got in a bidding war for an MPC 1000 back in the day. And she was like, yeah, like if it gets up to a certain, it was going for like, I think it was like fucked up and it was going for like, it was at the early stage of like $200. And I was like, oh yeah. She was like, yeah, we could do that. And they got to like 250 and she's like, no, we can't do that. You know what I mean?
That's still pretty good though, because those things go for like $900 these days.
Well, they were expensive then too.
Oh,
we just like looked up. They were like $600 or $700 or something.
Yeah, I see them at Sweetwater. They have a really good used gear section actually.
Really?
Yeah, so I go and look there like once every couple months to see if there's anything good or if there's like the speakers, the monitors I want to get. However, one time they were in there, but I didn't do it. I don't know why. They were like $200 for both of them.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But I should have done it. I regret not getting those.
It's like a weird thing too. Like I've always said that like for people who don't know what we're talking about, especially with the samplers, like an MPC 1000 or any of the MPCs have like the little pads, the little rubber pads, and you can trigger samples on it and you can chop up samples and stuff. Oh, you got it right there.
Yeah, I got an MPC 1. I got this when I was still in Canada. It's good. I like it a lot. For like the beat to actually like send to people, I'm not confident enough in it yet to actually use stuff I make on this to send to people yet though.
Yeah. Well, that was like the thing that I didn't know. I was like, oh yeah, if you get an MPC, like you'll get better. Because I was just using FL at the time, you know? And like, so I was like, oh yeah, like you'll get better. And then I realized that like you can kind of do most of the stuff.
Oh yeah.
There was also like and I don't know the truth on this, but I feel like it's probably bullshit. Like I remember people being like, oh, like if you use an MPC, like it sounds warmer. And I don't think that that's actually super accurate.
I don't know if it's warm. Like maybe it has a very, like the older ones had very unique, like they had a texture to them that they kind of added to the sound, which you can kind of hear from like this one actually. The MPC 1 has in their effects racks, they have a emulator for the processing of the older ones. It's not super, it's very subtle. It's very, very subtle. But I can see what they mean by like a warmer sound. It's just like, I think that's just the case of like older sound technology though.
I wish people would have had that same energy about the 404 back then, because I think like that one, like not to shit on the Akai products because they're dope, right? Like some of the most, like Dilla used a fucking MPC 2000 XL or whatever, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's like tried and true, amazing, right? But I think that like with the 404, there was kind of this thing of like you could make something and then just like record out from it without splitting the tracks, and it's like really warm and nice. The compression's really nice. The vinyl sim is like iconic. You know, it's like those sounds that like just straight up never get old. and you can tell what it is when you hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you know that those plugins are available via like you can like use them as VSTs now? Like those effects plugins for
the 404 ones? Yeah, I remember you sent them to me a while back.
I did. The only reason I don't use it is it's like a subscription instead of just buying it. And I just like, for some reason, I'm like, I don't want to do that.
No,
like,
I'd
rather just buy one. Like at that point,
yeah, I don't like dealing with subscriptions. It's always annoying. There was like a month or two where I stopped subscribing to Adobe and just used pirated ones.
Yeah.
I use the interconnectedness of like the apps a lot, and like setting that up with pirated software is kind of annoying.
For sure.
And then Adobe was like, please come back. We'll give you a good deal. And it was like way cheaper than it was because I already had like a student deal. And then I lost the student deal because it had been X amount of years since I was a student.
Right.
So then it was going back up because I was getting it for like, I want to say like $20 a month, which is really good. Maybe like 30.
Yeah.
And then I left because so expensive. And then they were like, we'll give it for you like $25 a month if you come back, please. And I was like, okay. For like,
that's the new meta, is to act like you're walking away.
It is, really is. That's sales 101. But you know, it is really convenient having all the software. Because if I want to like design something, I'm not like, I don't know, using Media Encoder. Media Encoder has been messing up recently though.
Really? Oh yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah, and like there's an episode where the fade in at the beginning didn't work properly, and then I thought I fixed it, but then it wasn't fixed. But that was, I think
you fucked up.
Yeah, I did.
It's on you.
It's on me.
It's on you. Yeah. You're fired again.
I'm fired again. Oh, thank you.
You're rehired.
Sick. But
yeah, well, this is just a constant. You're just vying for your position at all times because of like things outside of your control.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's always every like few months there's some kind of annoyance that comes up with Adobe, like where sometimes the apps just won't load. It's like error 205 will pop up every so often where it'll just like not open the apps until I like clear the registration cache or some. It's like
stupid. Yeah. Adobe's always been a little funky. I feel like there's always like a new problem.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, but another reason I wanted to come back is the generative fill feature.
Oh yeah, that's just crazy.
Which is really sick. I know, like, I don't know. I looked it up. I went on Adobe and it says on their website that they use their own Adobe stock to sample.
Yes.
Which makes me feel like it's better because it's all owned up by Adobe. But then I heard someone say that like, oh, they're lying. I don't know if that's true or not. But
I feel like it's weird because I think there's a lot of like misinformation on like kind of not like on both sides, but like I do think that a lot of people just immediately hear AI
and say it's bad.
Then they think it's bad, like because of all of the unethical stuff that comes with it.
Yeah.
But I also think that it's one of those things where it's like, there's also people who are going to be like, oh man, like I'm not saying this person is lying. It could like straight up be like the case. I literally have no idea.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put it past people to like you're going to find what you're looking for type thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's like, yeah. So, but I do think if they are like training on different models that aren't their own or whatever, or like, you know, that's that's shady as fuck.
So, but that's a good feature. And then I think pretty soon, or if not already, After Effects had like this new, it was like the Roto Brush 2.0, and apparently it's really good because like they're the one that like kind of lets you cut people out of the video and it'll like track them.
Yeah.
Because the old one was like mid. If the video wasn't like crystal clear, it would be kind of annoying to clean up. It wasn't always the worst, but sometimes it was super frustrating. But this new one apparently is like really good. Yeah. I haven't had a chance to try yet though, because last time I really used After Effects was when I did that work for Meat Canyon, and I used just the original one. That was like a fun project.
Yeah, what was that? You were doing stuff for like the Saw video?
I did the intro for and like the blades that came down at the end, and I did the puppet. I animated the puppet and put it in there. The puppet
was so, I thought it was real when you sent it.
Thank you. Yeah, I've heard people say that, and I was really proud of that. And then for like their tunnel, they did a video about like, what is it, Dave the Diver or whatever, that like creepypasta.
Oh yeah.
And there's a part where they like when they show text, it's like an infinite tunnel. I did that. I used Blender for that. That one was. I did that on my laptop because I was in Canada at the time.
Yeah.
But I was pretty happy with that. They wanted me to like put a goblin in handing him his headphones for like the adult babies video. I did that. But then after that, I haven't really been hit up by them, which is fine. I mean, they had that whole thing with their one editor kind of saying some stuff and then turned out not to be true, or I don't know. I didn't really pay attention. So I think they just kind of shut off from like outside people and just kind of focus on their in-house editors, which is fine. I can respect that.
I can't believe you're so angry.
I'm furious. I don't know. It was a little bit discouraging, but you know, I'm over it. It's fine.
For sure. No, I feel that. That's valid.
Yeah, but it is one of those things where it's like, I used to really like Pop and Meat videos, but it's kind of hard for me to watch them now a little bit because I'm just like,
oh yeah, because
there's a part of me that feels like, oh, did I like do something they didn't like? Did I take too long? Because I edited a full video for them, but then I don't think they liked it. So they're just like, we're not gonna go with this one. So I don't know. So there's
I think that's totally valid. I don't think that's like something you're like putting on to him either, or them, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm sure
it's
he's a
just
great guy,
like,
but
yeah, for sure. Yeah. So anyway, I can't believe that you're gonna drop the diss track on.
I'm dropping the diss track. I honestly think I charged way too little for doing all that work. Honestly.
Well, whose fault is that?
That's my own fault because I gave them the number.
Yeah. I'll do it for $5, sir.
Yeah, $5. Buy me a.
No, what you should have done is like reverse psychology. You should have made it look like you're worth like way more. Like you'd be like, yeah, I'll do it for like $5,000.
Yeah.
And then just like work it down so it feels like you're doing them a favor.
Yeah,
That's
I feel
what you
like
should have done.
I mean, at least the Saw one. The other ones weren't that bad, but the Saw one especially was like kind of more high level VFX work.
Yeah.
And man, tracking that video, and I found out recently that you can actually use tracking points from After Effects in Blender, which is a game changer because the tracking feature in Blender itself is the biggest pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It's so annoying because you have to like manually.
I mean, it sounds like it. Yeah. You've talked a little bit about that, like the manual, like
checking points manually and then going through, and if they mess up, you have to like refine them yourself. I just knocked my light off out of the outlet.
You knocked your Planet Fitness light off.
My Planet Fitness light.
Oh, they didn't know that. They weren't there for that.
Oh,
they weren't there for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should talk about the Planet Fitness light.
What was the conversation even? I don't really remember.
You were talking about how like you'll like finish working out at Planet Fitness, and because the lighting is like so intense there, you just look like insanely jacked.
You can
and then you'll go home.
Yeah, and then
it's like
yeah, because like you can see every striation in the muscle because these bright fluorescent lights straight down on you, so you can see like I have these striations in my shoulder muscle right here that are like ripples, and I can only see it when I'm at the gym. And when I'm at home, it's so disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said is like you just have to hire a person to follow you around with a big like a boom stand, but it's got a big light,
and it's
like just a Planet Fitness
like
light,
the big dome ones, the big half dome.
Yeah. Like it's like super heavy. Like they have to be jacked to, and they're wearing a Planet Fitness shirt for immersion. Sake,
their purple hoodie thing that they wear.
Yeah, those dude. It's a little unhinged. The I know that they're trying to like the colorway of like the purple, yellow,
and
thing,
black.
And black thing is like. I know like what they're trying to do is like make it feel like different and inviting, but for some reason, like I walk in there and I'm like, dude, this feels like strange.
It's
like,
a little odd.
Purple.
Everything's purple and yellow, and there's a big sign on the wall that says like no gym intimidation, like that kind of thing. Does yours have the lunk alarm?
Yes, it does, dude. It has a lunk alarm. That shit is so funny.
I've never heard it go. I want to hear it go off so bad.
Bro, there was a dude, I went in like 2 weeks ago, and there was a dude who was, I don't even remember what he was doing. I think that he was doing something on the bench. And while he was doing it,
and I was like, bro, really loud.
I'm like, bro, it's gonna go off. And I was like staring, like I was like, please go off, please. Like I need to hear it. I need to shame this man for making noise.
Yeah,
but
I think they've kind of moved away from using it. I think it's just kind of there as a novelty now because it was like 5 or 6 years ago. There was like this huge thing where people were like, that whole like lunk alarm thing is kind of hypocritical for their overall message. It's like a judgment-free zone, and then you're judging people because they're louder or stuff like that. But
I get like the idea of it like being like intimidating for like, because it's like aimed to be at like normal, not gym rat people.
Yeah, it's a gym for people who don't like going to the gym, which is great.
Yeah.
And their business practice is really funny. Have I told you they're the whole point of why Planet Fitness is so cheap?
Oh.
It's a marketing thing. A lot of places actually do this. So it's a gym for people who don't like going to the gym, and they're the most likely to kind of forget about their membership or that they're like paying for it. So they'll go a few times when they get the membership, and then they forget. And then when the charge comes in, they go, oh, it wasn't that much. I should go again. And they might go, or they'll forget about it again.
Smart.
And then it'll just keep, and then every month they'll be like, oh, it's only $10 or it's only $25. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I heard that it's also, well, it's also hard to like cancel your membership.
Really?
Right? Like you have to go to the store is what I heard. Maybe I'm tripping.
Probably. They probably make you go in and you have to talk to them or like call them. It's probably annoying in some way, but
yeah.
I don't know. I really like Planet Fitness. Like
I fuck with it.
Yeah.
Because like I will say I feel less into, because I've never worked out of Planet Fitness. I've always been in like small gyms.
Yeah.
And I like the aspect of like that many people being in there makes it feel like less intimidating in a way.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah.
And it's not like people who are like jacked out of their minds. So it's not like you're not as worried about people being like looking at your form as you lift, which is nice. Because I think that's like a big thing is people are like really worried that they're lifting wrong, and that like really people feel like
they don't want to look silly.
They don't want to look silly because then they don't want to end up on those like Instagram pages of someone lifting weird, which I think are messed up. I hate those pages, but also sometimes they're really
super
fun.
Fucked up.
Sometimes they're fun because it'll be like someone like, if it's just someone with bad form, they have no business being on those pages. But if it's someone like doing that thing where they have have you ever seen those ones where they have the handles and they set the weight really high and they lean back and they like fly up into the air and do like a Superman thing really high, and they do it as like it's really accurate. It's a goofy like acrobatic moment. Those kinds of things are kind of fun sometimes, but
like it needs to like have like a slide whistle somewhere in the video.
Yeah,
you know
like
what I mean?
A slide whistle should be able to be present, but if it's just someone kind of like lifting wrong or they're not going down enough in the
shame this man. You know what I mean? Like it's like crazy.
Oh, man, never post a video of yourself doing squats because no matter how good you do them, you'll always do it wrong.
Yeah.
If it's someone like, I don't know, the only example I've seen like that is I've been kind of okay is when someone like Instagram gym culture, like fitness Instagram is so toxic and awful. So like it'll be like someone being like, huh, look at this person, I can squat more than them, and then someone will chime in and be like, your squat is bad, you're doing it wrong, and like that kind of stuff. It's
like that with every aspect of like anything that is somewhat competitive, but like not actually with metrics. Yeah, it feels like hip hop internet stuff is like this. Yeah. You know what's really weird about this? Like, because I love watching meat videos, like people grilling and cooking and like steaks and stuff like that.
Videos where the meat is spinning. Yeah.
Yeah. I love watching meat spin videos.
Yeah.
And the first comment will be like, whoa.
Get that pepper off there.
Yeah. But no. Like watching like steak videos, it's always like the top comment is always like, it's raw, you know?
And that's usually just rage bait though. There's so much rage bait these days.
Dude, I saw the most insane thing ever though. And maybe this was like someone who's not from the US, so maybe I'm wrong about this. But like, I hate it when people go on and try to tell people like what is and what isn't good. Like, like they argue, but then they act like they know, but they get the terminology wrong. Like, you know what I mean? So like the other day I saw someone, they were like, oh, well, it's not safe to eat medium raw. And I was like thinking like, don't they mean like medium rare? And like, also it is, you know what I mean?
If you sear the outside, it's fine. The inside has not touched air in its life.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I know people are weirded. I get the idea of like, oh my God, it's blood. It's not, by the way.
Not.
But like, but like, I get it. I get why that's a stigma. And people like, if you want to eat a fucking hockey puck, well done steak, that's fine, dude. Like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna like think it's kind of funny, but like, I'm not gonna be like, oh man, don't do that. Oh, you're an idiot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
If that's how you enjoy it, you know, if you ask me, I'll be like, yeah, man, like just suck it up and do a medium or a medium rare and you'll probably enjoy it more. Yeah. But like, but I saw that shit. Like, it's medium raw. And I was like, dude, come on.
Medium raw is so funny.
And it was like him just speaking so mad. It was like, it's not safe to eat it medium raw. Then he said later on, he was just like, I like my burgers well done and steaks. I don't eat them. And I'm like, okay, cool. Why are you here? Why are you on this video?
Can we talk about medium like burgers?
Oh yeah, I have strong opinions about this. Go on.
Medium burgers living in Canada had never been a thing in my life because food safety regulations dictated that you were not allowed to serve medium burgers until recently, I think, because I actually was in Canada recently and I tried a medium burger because that's how it came and I didn't know. And it didn't taste any different than like a normal burger.
It's like a little juicier.
It's a little juicier, but I didn't think it was like, I don't know. I've always just had like cooked through burgers.
I think a cooked through burger is fine. Yeah. I really do. I think that it's like, I think that the sweet spot is medium well. I think that it's like you get a little bit of both. It's not going to taste gross. It's not going to look gross. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like, I don't know. My whole thing was that like, because they talked about food regulations in school in Canada at some point, and in like I think it was health class or something, like there's some kind of like nutrition health class that I took at some point, and they said so the reason you can have like medium or like rare steaks is because you just have to sear the outside just to like kill anything that could have been on the outside, just like if there was like a tapeworm or something like that, like an egg. You have to like, and then the inside will be fine. But when you grind it for a burger, that stuff gets all mixed up, which is why you have to cook it all the way through. And that's been my understanding of burgers my whole life. I
mean, I think it's probably right. I've always said I'll get a medium well, and I haven't died yet. You know, I mean, I could have a tapeworm. I doubt it.
No. But I think you'd be able to tell.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I might need one. But no. Come on. But like, dude, my life would be so much better if I had a tapeworm.
Just like slowly dying.
Yeah, I'd be fine. I'm different, I'd get
rid of it before it was too late.
Yeah, exactly. I'll shit it out. You know,
tapeworms are gross, man. They got little hooks.
Yeah, all that like weird, like it's
parasites are like the grossest thing to me ever.
What are those like fish? They're deep sea fish, but they have the same energy as like tapeworms. Do you know what I'm talking about?
There's a couple that I think there's like the ones that stick to sharks. No, the suction, but those are cute.
It's like those, but oh god, what are they called?
They have like the mouth with all the teeth in it, right? They're long. What are they called? I feel like they start with an L for some reason.
I also think that. I'm wanting to say it's like.
Hold on, it's called lamprey, sea lamprey.
Lamprey, that's it.
Okay, and here's the thing I'm reading. Still hunts in Lake Superior. They're in the Great Lakes.
Dude.
Which is close to me, and that's disgusting, and I'll never be in a Great Lake.
Are they like related to leeches?
Well, they drink blood.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures of them. They got little eyes. That makes them weirdly less creepy to me.
No, their teeth is the grossest thing to me in the world.
I know, but for some reason, like seeing them without, like when you don't see their teeth and you see like the top of their head, they look a lot less gross. They look like little guys.
Oh, they got funny little eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like I always thought they didn't have eyes.
They kind of have like squid eyes.
Yeah. Like a door.
They look kind of like a fish. No, their mouth is making me shiver, man. I can't.
Oh yeah,
I can't pull it up because our layout's a bit different because Rav is in here. But just know sea lampreys are disgusting.
I don't know. I think they're pretty neat. There's a Pokemon that's that's based on these, and it's pretty funny little fella. What's his name?
Oh,
Electros. Electros.
I see. Okay, I see it. That one's pretty cute.
Also, there's that little white fish Pokemon.
Yeah.
Dynamo. I guess that's where the first form.
I like that. I like this guy.
Pokemon. We were talking about something right before lampreys. Oh, we were talking about meat. Yeah. That was we had a little ADD moment. Well, I mean, this has been the entire. I guess that's like what podcasts are really.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. No, I think that you're right though about the like not cooking the meat all the way through. I think that medium well though is probably like a temperature high enough to kill most things though, right? Like
probably, honestly. Yeah, probably. I don't know. I like burgers a lot.
Have you ever had a? Oh, I guess you never would. I've had a rare burger one time. Not it. It's not it.
Ew, that sounds gross. Like, I don't know. I had
it when I was working at Ruby Tuesday. You can order it. Like they won't stop you.
That's crazy. I don't know. Maybe I tried it. Strict food regulations in Canada. Yeah, that sounds insane to me.
I mean, it's definitely like you're cutting it close for sure.
Well,
but I
like,
had a rare burger and it was like, I mean, it tasted okay, but it's just like, it doesn't hold up. Like it doesn't
yeah.
feel like
Well,
it has
like,
the like structure.
wouldn't it? Did it leave like a waxy film in your mouth from like the unrendered fat?
Well, like I don't remember it being like that, but I mean, I could see it. Yeah, because it would just be like, I feel like it's like, hold on, let me see
like,
here. Let me look what a rare burger looks like.
Ground beef is so like sticky because of the unrendered fat, right? Like that just seems like an unpleasant texture to have in your mouth.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm looking at it right now, and it looks kind of gross-ish because it just looks like.
Let's see, rare burger.
I feel like their version, like what I got at Ruby Tuesdays, wasn't actually a rare burger. It was more like
maybe rarity in terms of ground meat is different than steak.
Maybe
that would make sense. I don't know. This does not look good to me at all, though.
It wasn't very good. I mean, it was like it just didn't have the structure integrity that like you need in a burger. Because like a part of a burger to me, in the same way with a steak, but almost like arguably more so with a burger, is like the char on the outside is like what makes it good.
Yeah.
Right. And like you don't to do a rare burger, like it feels like you need a hotter situation. Yeah. It's just gonna be like it's gonna be like hard on the outside and then like soft and mushy on the inside.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good to me at all. Yeah, it sounds kind of gross.
However, I say that I would still eat like steak tartare.
I would try that too.
But I think the thing with tartare is that like you have to get it from like a butcher that isn't like in a big mass slaughterhouse situation, because like where you get the meat from, they say that like most of the like contaminants that come in steaks specifically are from like the handling of the meat. Yeah. Versus the like you're way less likely to get like a fucking like a tapeworm than you are like some foodborne illness.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like
mad cow disease.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get that mad cow. I'm gonna be fucking angry as hell, dude.
Isn't it crazy that mad cow disease wasn't it like a cannibalistic disease?
Yeah, it's a little insane.
It's because like cow parts were being mixed in cow feed.
Yeah, something like that, which is it's kind of weirdly on brand for.
That is crazy. Does that
the American slaughterhouse?
Yeah, it happened in Canada too. So yeah. I think it was just something that was happening because they do that for pigs, and it doesn't affect the pigs.
Pigs will eat whatever you give them.
Yeah,
you know, they're just like little trash compacters.
Yeah.
So they're like sharks. Like sharks will eat like strange objects, and they'll cut them open. Like fishermen will cut them open, and they'll find like a muffler or something strange in there. You know,
bro. Like, sharks are creepy. Yeah.
I love sharks.
I like them, but I don't know. I have a weird thing about any kind of sea creature.
Don't you have that thing where you can't? Do you hate looking at like structures underwater?
Oh, submechaphobia.
Yeah, isn't that your thing?
So it's like that, or like statues coming out of the water.
Oh yeah,
it's like
see, that's weird. That doesn't tickle any of my fright at all.
Okay, like logically, I don't care, but when I see it, it's like this is how I know it's a phobia, not just like I'm like, ooh, it weirds me out. You know, it's like I watched a movie last night, and I was checking it out because it seemed kind of interesting. Like it was called, what's it called? Damsel with Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't finished it yet. I just watched, but there's a part where they're sailing and there's these like dragon statues coming out of the water, and like looking at them, I'm like, they're just statues, but like I got like shivers and my palms got real sweaty just looking at it.
Oh,
it was really freaking me out. Or like
fuck that, dude.
This is how like the first time I felt it was the intro to How to Train Your Dragon. It like pans. Oh, yeah, dude. It pans. They have this big Viking statue sticking out of the water. That thing freaked me out when I was younger watching it. I don't know why, but I guess it's like some kind of like phobia of that kind of thing.
Is it specifically like structures and statues and stuff, or like would something like Godzilla like give you the heebie-jeebies?
No, like Godzilla doesn't. Water. I don't know. I think it depends how it's like portrayed.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's specifically structures.
I wonder like what makes that creepy to.
Yeah. What kind of like adaptation is that?
It has to be like an evolutionary thing, right? Like that's the only thing that makes sense. Like something along the way was freaky to people. You know what I mean?
Something
like
large in the water was like enough of a threat that it's been passed down through the evolutionary chain.
Yeah, I mean, like I get the idea of I have like not a phobia, but I get the heebie-jeebies from like being in water where I can't see what's under me because like when I was younger, an alligator popped up when I was swimming, like right near me. It was like a 4 or 5 footer.
Dude,
Like,
that's so scary.
yeah, I was like maybe like 6, and I was with my cousin, and me and my cousin were like splashing a lot, and splashing like attracts gators.
Yeah.
And when you're in, here's the thing, it's fucked up. Logically, I know gators are like not likely to fuck with you. Like they could be like right next to you and hungry and not fuck with you.
Really?
Right?
Okay.
Like they're really scared of people.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they're not like crocodiles and shit. Like they're very like you have to be like all in their nest, and most of the time like their bites are it's the same thing with sharks. Their bites are mistaken identity. Like they'll think like either you're a threat or that you're food, and they'll take a bite and be like, "Oh, you taste like shit. You're real bony," and they just let you go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, there's still knowing and seeing like, cause like I had gators like out in my back pond, and like if it saw you, it would just bolt.
Yeah.
Like it was like, no, I'm not fucking with you, you know? But I think that just like stays burned in my brain. And so like anytime, like for example, I went on a little vacation in Greenville, and I went like this past weekend, and I swam in the water, and it's cold water. And so like cold water, they like gators don't really go there,
Yeah.
you know, like cause they're cold-blooded or whatever. And I even looked it up, and they're like, yeah, like there's no gators here. But like the whole time I was like, what's under me? What's under me? What's under
Yeah,
me?
yeah. That's
Like,
fair. That's logical, honestly.
Yeah.
It's very specific. Like I remember even just like being at like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney, kind of freaky. Like that one was really uneasy. Just like water rides in general that are like scenes.
Oh,
They got
yeah,
that kind
yeah.
of thing.
There's the like the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Oh,
I guess
I
you would've
saw
never
that
done
on Debunked or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Or Defunct Land or whatever. Is that what it was?
Yeah,
yeah. That's awesome.
Dude, I love that channel,
yeah.
but that like that sea monster, I can't look at that. I actually can't look at that.
I went when I was a kid, and they
You were
took
on
me
it?
on that. Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I was on it, and I mean, it wasn't scary really. Like, well, to me, like the intended way that they're trying to make it scary. Now I could kind of, in a way, see how that's like freaky because of like how old everything was. Because then it was like an old ride, you know. But like, yeah, sorry, dude.
Sorry, I looked up a picture of it. I saw like, oh my.
Yeah, don't look at it, dude. Don't look at it.
It's
You
just-
have a bad
I
time.
just saw I was looking at pictures of the sub, and then I saw like a
Yeah.
picture of like a half sub, like the image is titled "Half Submerged Sea Monster" from 20 Leagues Under the Sea, and that's like that was
Yeah.
bad. That was visceral.
The one thing I remember was there being like a blue lobster.
Yeah.
Like it was animatronic, but I remember my mom being like, "That's real," because I was 6 and like I'm an idiot, and I'm like, "Damn."
Whoa.
And then she's like, "You know how rare blue lobsters are?" And I was like, "I don't know. Yeah, sure." You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, she's probably meaning
That
that
one
there's
didn't-
such thing as blue lobsters.
Yeah. But no, there's also fuck. There was something else. We went on like it was like the Amazon cruise. What is it called? The Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise. Yeah, they just made a movie about that I will never watch.
Yeah, but that shit freaked me out.
Really?
Because that was post the gator thing.
Oh.
And the whole time they're like, these are crocodile infested waters. And like, I don't know shit. I don't know that this is just like a fucking like man-made river with like nothing in it.
Yeah, it looks
like
kinda
I
real.
don't know.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, the hippo animatronic would have freaked me out really bad.
Let me look at that actually, because like I
can't pull it up. Viewers,
I'm pulling it
sorry.
up on my end. It's okay. You guys can do this along with us.
Yeah.
This is interactive.
I just googled Jungle Cruise ride, and there's one with like a hippo
Jungle-
sticking out of the water, which would have freaked. It's not too bad.
I remember the hippo.
But oh no,
I
that's
remember
pretty
the
bad.
hippo.
No, that's pretty. That gave me a little chill in my toes. That's pretty bad.
I think that there's also like a weird like this genre of animatronic
It's really unsettling.
apart from like completely divorced from like your phobia is like unsettling. Yeah, like these
Yeah.
hippos look like insane.
Yeah.
This would be like an insane album cover that you'll never look at.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff does freak me out a lot. So
I for some reason I remember the boat being way smaller as a kid. Like I'm looking at the boat now, and it looks like.
I mean,
for
boats
some
usually
reason,
do feel smaller when you're inside of them.
for sure, and it isn't big, but like for some reason, I remember it being like the size of like you could fit like 6 people on it type shit.
Yeah,
you know, and it's way more than that. But yeah. Oh wait, no, there is a boat that looks smaller than the other one.
Oh,
this is
I
like
see.
a little bit more. Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that shit had me fucked up.
I heard that Disneyland has changed a lot.
The when I went to Disney, this is gonna make me sound really old. The last time and only time I've ever went to Disney was like when they were putting out Mulan.
98.
I was like, yeah, I was like 7.
I was born. I was being born.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. You were like, I'm looking at Mulan as you are like crowning.
Yeah.
You know?
You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when I went, I was like 11 years old. So I went on that. There's a defunct land about that Lilo and Stitch ride. They used to be like an alien. It was like, it's like when you just sit in a chair and then like there's Stitch in a tube and he disappears and he like tickles the back of your feet.
Yeah.
I went on that one before they became defunct. I think it was originally like some no name like alien ride.
Oh yeah, dude. My cousin who was older than me, she went on the ride.
Yeah.
On the alien ride. And she was explaining that it was like cheesy. Mm-hmm. But I was like, but the way she explained it was like, oh my God, it sounds so scary. And we were going to go on that ride.
Yeah.
And then like, I was like, I can't do it. Which now, like in retrospect, I love the Alien franchise.
Yeah.
So much.
Was it Alien?
Like,
I think it was just like a generic like Alien, like they kind of made it up for the ride.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Well, hold on.
I remember being on a ride and it was like a scene where you like go through scenes where there was like an alien scene, but it probably isn't the one you're thinking of.
This was a history. This is a history of Disney's scariest ride. Alien encounter extraterrestrial. Yeah. This is actually like xenomorph though, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I might be wrong, but it has like a xenomorph in the picture. But maybe I might be wrong.
Oh man, that kind of like
at one point there was one where that had acting that was like not directed by James Cameron. I remember that being like a thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, I completely derailed what you were talking about.
Oh no, it's fine.
Lilo Stitch.
I forget. It's just like I went on it after it was like repurposed. Because it was originally this. I'm looking at Alien Encounter right now. What was that? Okay, the font. This is totally ADHD moment, but the font of the Alien Encounter ride. What was that one game? It's not point and click, but it's like a side scroller. This weird alien guy. It's called like something's not Odyssey.
Oddworld.
Yeah, Oddworld. It reminds me of Oddworld. Dude.
It does look like Oddworld. Also, I'm pretty sure this actually isn't Xenomorph.
No, I think it's some like weird caterpillar guy. But they changed that ride to the Lilo and like it was Lilo and Stitch, so it's like Stitch is in containment. And he gets out and they use like little airbrushes to tickle the back of your feet and he like sneezes on you so it sprays water in your face. And it like they strap you in like it's a ride, but it doesn't move.
I remember a few things from when I was in Disney. One of them was they had like a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
I went on that ride, the movie ride.
Yeah. And that shit with the mice. And then they had like, you were talking about like they like tickled you. I remember being like, no, I'm getting out of here. I'm leaving. Like I straight up like made my parents take me out of there because I was like, fuck this.
Oh man,
I was a little bit of a scaredy cat though.
The little like play place with the big fly.
Wait, what?
I'm looking. They had like a little play zone where there was like a big Play-Doh bottle and there's like a little like anthill for you to crawl around in as well. I think maybe that was added after you, but before they took the ride down.
This looked like vaguely familiar though. Like I feel like I've been here.
There's like a big.
It's been so long, dude.
Yeah, it's been a long time for me too.
I remember going on. This was like I was going like when Animal Kingdom like was first becoming a thing.
Yeah.
So it was like the first year of Animal Kingdom because it was like a big deal that they got it. I don't remember too much from Animal Kingdom, but I do remember like going in and there was like a Bug's Life movie thing with the interactive stuff. Like it was the same way. And it was like but when Hopper, like the grasshopper comes down, it felt like he like stings you or something. There's like a thing that comes out that goes like hits you. But the way I was sitting, it like hit my arm and it like hurt. and it freaked me out. I was just like, what the fuck? You know? And I cried, and then my mom was like, why are you crying? It like didn't hurt that bad, but the way it like hit me was like weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
And but I remember that. And then I remember like Epcot being cool. Like
Epcot
I fucked
was
with Epcot.
cool.
Like the whole idea, I loved like futuristic, like, oh, this is what technology could be.
Yeah.
Like I thought that shit was really cool.
Epcot was really, really cool. I got udon in the Japan part because I really like udon.
Hell yeah. We went out to eat somewhere, like it was like a dinner, and I think there was like some kind of show or something. But my mom got chicken that had like chocolate sauce, you know, like bitter chocolate sauce, like
interesting.
Not like, and I remember being like, you can't put chocolate on chicken. She's like, no, it's like a chocolate sauce. And she's just, and I'm like, but they put chocolate on their chicken in Mexico?
That's
like,
weird.
Yeah, dude. It was like.
That's so funny. Yeah.
The Snow White ride was kind of fucked up. I remember that.
You got to go on
like,
that? Wait, you got to go on that?
Yep.
No way.
It was spooky.
Bro.
I watched a video of like it from the time period that I would have been there.
Yeah, it was terrifying, right?
Yeah,
I watched that and I was like, why couldn't I have gone on that? Ah!
It was, dude, I was the perfect age. Like taking a 7-year-old on that ride, it was scary enough to where I was like, holy shit, I'm scared. But it was like cool. Like the whole time I was like, whoa, like the whole time. It was so cool.
Dude, dark rides are something else. I love those things.
That one, and
unless there's water involved.
We did the like Small World After All, which there is water involved on that because you're on a boat.
It's pretty narrow though. That one's not bad.
Yeah, that was cool though. Like, I mean, I thought it was kind of boring.
It was kind of boring.
But,
yeah, it's like one of the old rides, right? So
yeah,
man, you're so lucky you got to go on this.
Yeah, it was a cool one. It like really left a lasting impression on me.
Yeah, did you hear about that in I think it was Disney, like in Japan? They had like a special walking ride where it was like you're going under the dungeons of the Magic Kingdom.
Oh, that sounds fire.
It was like this type of thing, and it was like there's a video about it.
Dungeons.
Check it out.
Who's in the dungeons?
It was like there was like villains. It was like Maleficent and stuff. I think maybe I don't remember. Yeah, I have to watch the video again.
Is Maleficent. Who else would they lock up? Fucking.
I think the Magic Mirror was in there.
The Magic Mirror? Oh, from Snow White.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought you were talking about from Shrek. I was like, that's not a Disney movie.
It was called the Cinderella Castle Mystery Tour.
That sounds fun. I think that we should have more like spooky things.
They were going to have that, but then Oogie Boogie was in it.
I always forget that he's Disney.
Yeah, me too. They were gonna have that. They were gonna have a whole park. It was like the opposite of the Magic Kingdom, where it was like the villains. Then they never did it.
Yeah.
That would have been so sick, though. Okay, yeah, I'm looking. Yeah. Oh, it looks like there's just like straight up just like demons.
Hell yeah.
It was like dude. Oh, what was that one? Magic Cauldron.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
I remember that one was controversial because it was so scary, right?
Let me see. Let me figure this out. Magic Cauldron Disney. Oh, Black Cauldron.
Black Cauldron, that's what it was. I think
this was scary. I feel like I saw this. This is like that little era of like new animation that looked kind of old. Like
Prince of Egypt era type stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like they'd really mastered the movement. Oh, what just happened? I lost you.
My camera overheated.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. They don't need to see me.
That's fine.
We should probably wrap up.
Yeah, we should wrap up. Sorry, we've been yapping. Yeah, I'm really hungry. All right.
Yeah. Let me turn this back on so we can say bye to everyone. This was fun, Mitch.
This was fun. This was really fun.
Thank you for keeping me company during these dark times of not knowing where Rav is at.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we got to get some recording done, even though Rav wasn't here. It was still had a productive day.
We did it. We did so good.
We did good.
Yeah. So good. He's going to be so proud of us.
I know.
He's going to be like, whoa, you guys did what?
No way.
Delete it.
Get rid of it. This can never see the light of day.
Delete it.
Never see the light of day.
He was like, to the vaults.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll come out in like 3 years in a director's cut of something.
This will never see the light of day. I was not in it.
That was a really good Rav voice. This will never be.
Yeah, I was just kind of do like an evil voice, but
yeah. It was good.
I don't think I could ever imitate Rav's voice. I'm really bad.
It's hard to do.
Voices.
He's got a hard. It's a hard like.
There's a lot of subtleties to it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, Mitch, I hate you.
I hate you too.
You're now tuned in to Void FM. I know we're not tuned in.
4050 feet, why don't you turn around and let's go back into the table. Okay. Let this turn around to your right. Set up. Forward. Let's just lead him. Alright, let us sit right there and walk around it. I've just behind that field of view, pick up the pizza. I don't want to go into the side of like a corner. That's right now. Let them get a view from there and I'll see what the field of view looks like.
The following is a preview of this week's Patreon exclusive episode. Available now over on the Void FM podcast Patreon.
Yeah, they call me old Buckshot Billy over here at the Oregon Trail, and that's what we're playing today is a damn Oregon Trail. We're gonna go upside down to the left side of the damn country. Tell you what, Bo. Hell yeah, let's go. Oh, no!
No!
Traveling to Oregon, are you? What do you want to know?
The dog's bark surprisingly offers no insight as to where its owner may be. However, the hound doesn't seem too concerned. Mitch isn't quite sure what he expected. You idiot.